Hello, this is Dr. Rhonda Johnson. Today is Monday, March 21st, 2022. And my message today is for Black people in the United States about Omicron. Now, much of the data that I'm reporting comes from a journal publication by the CDC on the March 18th, 2022 issue of the weekly Morbidity and Mortality report. This report looked at COVID-associated hospitalizations among adults during the Delta and the Omicron variant predominance by race and ethnicity and vaccination status. So here are some of the highlights. That Black adults were nearly 4 times as likely to be hospitalized as white adults during January with Omicron. Black adults had the highest rate of hospitalization of any racial or ethnic group in the United States. Black adults accounted for 31% of all unvaccinated people hospitalized during the Omicron predominant period. And the CDC says that as of January 26, 2022, only 39.6% of Black people have completed their primary vaccine series, and of those who have completed their primary vaccine series, only 43.9% of adults have received a booster dose. Now, in this article, they also noted that adults who were unvaccinated in January were 12 times as likely to be hospitalized with Omicron, and adults who were vaccinated with just the primary series who didn't have a booster dose were 3 times as likely to be hospitalized as adults who had gotten the booster. So, folks, I know we're in year 3 of this pandemic, but the Omicron era is very different than previous variants. Omicron is more infectious. Transmission within households is greater than with previous variants, and deaths from Omicron exceeded the deaths from Delta. We now have BA2, the new Omicron variant, which is more infectious than the original Omicron variant. Omicron BA2 now counts for 38% of infections in New York and New Jersey, and California is not far behind. While Omicron BA1 was considered milder than COVID's original strain, you remember how we were told that? But more than 2,000 New Jerseyans died during its short peak. Folks, I know the COVID vaccines do not prevent infection, but they sure work well in keeping people out of the morgue. So I hope that Black people will get vaccinated, especially vaccinate our elders, because COVID death is largely preventable through vaccination. Folks, just do it. That's my message today. As always, my views are my own. Take care.